We're diving into Still Wakes the Deep, a horror game from the people who worked on the sequel to Amnesia, The Dark Descent. I think the sequel was less popular, but don't quote me. I've never played either, though they rot in my Steam library. From the brief description and game cover, I can tell this is going to be a more individualistic story, focused on the journey of one man taking place on an oil rig. It's drawing on the movie poster for The Thing, it's horror and water, so please begin placing your bets on how long it will take for Cthulhu to appear. Cthulhu, la boo boo. Loading up, a stormy fog washes over an oil rig, a bright flame burning on it. I don't know if oil rigs do controlled burns like that out in the open, or if that's tiding of degradation to come. Get it? Tidings? There's a giant box advertising the game's DLC. In the game's options, you can choose between a million languages, one of which is Scottish Gaelic, which will net you an achievement if you beat the game in it. There's also the option between standard and story mode, the latter being for when you get fed up and just want to move on. After confirming my settings for like the third time, we open with a monologue by Suze, who I'm assuming is my wife.
You can't run forever. I know you were just trying to do right by me, so I need you to do what's right by us now, please.
She writes that while she wishes I hadn't left, she wants me to come home and she won't wait forever. The girls, our daughters, have sent me a card along with a letter. I am Caz, and it is Christmas.
Merry fucking Christmas.
Caz, Roy's finishing up breakfast if you want something.
I'll be there in a minute, Trots.
Aye, well, dinna wait too long or someone will be off with it.
Looking out my window, it's a grey and rainy day, with an aura only being out in the middle of the ocean can bring. We exit the room and explore a bit. This place is in a bit of disrepair, the ceiling leaking here and there. We talk with Finley, a woman who's working on the ceiling in the hallway.
What you doing up there?
Pipe's leaking. If it's not one thing, it's the other. See this whole rig? It's a pile of shite. It's falling apart. And we've only just started drilling.
As she and Caz converse, I'm grateful for the subtitles. While I can understand what they're saying, reading is easier than trying to translate in my head.
Rennick got a letter this morning from the mainland and he's been up to high dough ever since. Heard he's gunning for you.
Well, that's just brilliant.
Christ, I need a smoke. Can't find my lighter anywhere.
Take mine. I don't need it anymore, honestly.
You're a fucking lifesaver.
I pass through the showers where a man whistles Christmas songs and washes himself. I get an achievement aptly titled McLeery. I laugh when this procs. Nothing better than a good use of the achievement system. I continue on, heading down to the canteen. I meet with Trotz & Co., discussing the impending completion of soon-to-be-built oil rigs in the area.
If we don't take industrial action soon, this place... come on!
It seems the failing conditions of this place are well known, and Cass resigns when asked his opinion that he's just here to fix the electricity.
Right, what do you think, Caz?
I don't know. Just here to fix the lecky.
I try to get a tray, but I'm interrupted.
McLeery, to my office. That means now, not as soon as you're ready. Now.
Davey Rennick calls us into his office, and Cass and Roy, the lunchman, talk about how it might be the police here for Caz, who beat someone's head in.
Well, maybe you could have considered that while you were battering Billy Chamberlain's head in.
Cunt slagged off Suze, he had it coming.
And there he is. Floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee, and swears like the devil himself.
Apparently, Billy Chamberlain slagged Cass's girl, which resulted in busting his head in. Slagging means to insult, which I had to Google, and it did not mean what I thought it meant. You can tell this is the UK because there is a vat of beans. I go out onto the deck. The game gives you an objective, which you can view at any time, and will even give you an additional hint if you hit the button again. I really like this as someone who sometimes misses things while taking notes. Or just being dumb.
Am I alright to get by, pal?
I walk through the rig, talking with people as I go. I'm sure there's going to be a point sooner or later where I have to navigate all of this in the dark, or with a psycho chasing me or something, and I just know I'm gonna get lost.
Stay on the path, mate. A cargo hoist will crush you if you get close.
Arriving at Rennick's office, he chews us out for bringing police interest to the rig.
Ah, Mr. McLeery. So glad you could join me, and sorry to have got you out of bed. Shut the door and have a seat.
I'm fine standing.
Sit your ass in that chair, you fucking liability.
But I
run a tight ship. Do you understand me? A tight ship.
Technically, it's no shit.
Shut your gob, you Ned prick! You might be the height of shite on shore, McLeery, but out here, I am the fucking king.
Shut it!
I'm in a meeting. What?
He gets a call from the drill team mid-chewing that they're drilling through something that feels off. Rennick orders them to continue, and the writing is on the wall for unleashing an ancient evil or a nuke or something. Rennick caps off the experience by firing us and kicks us out of his office.
You're fired. You hear me? Fired.
Come on, man. It's only a wee bit of trouble with the polish. I'm good with the lecky. I keep things running, you said it yourself.
Out! Get off my rig!
Unemployed, just like you, I'm directed by the game to the helicopter pad to catch my ride on out of here. This feels weird because it wasn't actually stated for me to leave immediately on the chopper. Like, what about all my stuff? I stare at the rig fire for a moment, enjoying the way it sits like a sunset. Just as I'm about to hit the chopper, the rig shakes.
Jesus, Gregor! I want to die!
I watch as Gregor falls to his presumed death. Oh well, I think, a moment before meeting the same fate. A memory plays, one of Caz, his wife Suze, and the lunchman Roy talking. It's about Billy Chamberlain and leaving for the rig.
Come on. Have I ever let you down?
Roy, you lost the cake at the wedding.
All I really glean through this is that Roy used to be an alcoholic and is now all about the church. Hazy scenes of crew members trying to revive Caz play before we're back on our feet.
I need your help here!
I quickly see Brodie, who saved us, but couldn't save Gregor. He thinks that the drill hit something unknown, which caused the explosion. Rafts is stuck inside a submersible, so we raise it up to Brodie's level so he can try and get him out. Screaming and groaning can be heard from the inside, confusing Brodie, who says decompression shouldn't be this bad.
I shouldn't have let him go down there. I said I'd look after him.
As he works on getting the diving bell open, he sends us to engineering to find out what happened. I go down to the under rig, which is torn asunder. I test my limits on a broken part of the walkway, expecting the game to invisible wall me or something. It does not, and I fall into the ocean. I continue on, the ominous blue aura emanating from the center of the under rig. There's also like this huge tube thing and wires, but I don't know if that's foreign material or if that's just the guts of the rig spilling out. As I get close to it, a film develops in the corner of the screen, the same one overlaying the memory flashbacks earlier. Davros calls to me, telling me to get far away from the glow as possible and to come into engineering.
Jesus.
I break a lock open and cross a thin metal beam to continue. This is my first QuickTime event as I almost fall off into the ocean. I catch myself and continue. After turning off a valve to defeat an open flame and sliding across another beam, I run for a ladder hanging over the open ocean. Expectedly, I'm almost knocked off of it, but I keep my grip. After a final monkey bar section, I make it up to engineering, going inside. I look over the edge and then try to jump over it, seeing if I'll die here too. Even with a running jump, the game won't let me jump over the railing. This is acceptable to me, a balance of safety and vulnerability. I think for a moment maybe you can't die at all inside, seconds before I walk off a broken walkway, plunging to my demise.
Fuck!
Over the intercom, Rennick says a drill issue has occurred, business as usual. Caz doubts this, and the rig begins to shake. We climb up our first wall and shimmy along to the side. I think it's weird Davros didn't wait for us. I was only like a minute or two behind him. Did he race away after shouting to me?
Something useful.
We cop a loose headlamp as we pass, or torch as the game calls it. Walking through water, which is weird, wouldn't it all leak out or something? We use our headlamp in the first dark section. All goes well, but a hissing steam valve does make me jump, as intended. After the hiss dissipates, guttural growls can be heard echoing through the place. We crawl through an open vent, and open another with our screwdriver. Taking off the vent's plate takes time, and I could see this being used to keep the player on edge with tension. We meet up with Finley, who tells us Gabbo isn't right. He got a black substance on him, perhaps oil, and began freaking out. She warns us to avoid him at all costs. We tell her we're headed up to accommodations, and she tells us we're gonna have to go through the water tanks. She mentions Gabbo is there, and Caz replies
As in out here with me.
to an answer of
That's
yes.
exactly what I mean.
This feels like a weird statement though, because while Finley is in another room technically, Caz, or really anybody, could fit through the wide gap in the window bars. The air vent is probably tighter than that. There's also no mention of him sticking with her, or helping her, or even asking what she's gonna do. It feels weird. I walk through the tanks and there's a door. A ladder falls as I pass and I instinctively climb it, even though there's nothing up there but some bloodstains. The filmy overlay from before briefly appears. I do a short section of valve turning and ladder climbing before climbing up a wall. On a ledge I have to cross is a paint bucket. Climbing over the ledge will obviously knock it down, which will make a lot of noise and alert Gabbo or something. I wish I was able to remove it since I noticed it in time, but alas, I can't. I cross, anxious, and nothing happens. I guess I was just paranoid. I move through more tanks, and my objective changes to hide in the locker, which scares me as it comes in suddenly with Gabbo screaming. He's in the room with me, and I have no doubt can kill me. Only, I get stumped immediately. You're supposed to crawl through a gap, and then go back to the main passage through another gap directly after. I didn't realize there were 2 gaps, so I was in this little area for long enough that the locker hiding objective just went away. I proceeded on the route when I figured it out, deciding to just go for it to the best of my ability. I walked calmly through and climbed down into a water tank. As I climbed down, Gabbo caught up with me, knocking me off the ladder, but I think this was scripted. In the tank, I move a dead body off a ladder and climb out of a second water tank, going back up. I hit the stairwell and walk up, Gabbo screaming all the while. Ending my time in engineering, I make it back to accommodation. After using a little heater to get warm, I step out and see some kind of living material beyond a stuck door.
Christ, that stuff is rank.
I answer a ringing telephone and talk to O'Connell, who tells me to avoid engineering.
It's O'Connor. Something's wrong in engineering. It's not safe. Rennick better give the evacuation.
O'Connor? You have to go through accommodation. It's all blocked. Do you hear me?
The call is cut off shortly after. Looking outside, it's still daylight, which I'd forgotten about after going through engineering. I go upstairs to try and get to the canteen looking for Roy.
Roy?
It never crossed my mind to go and look for Roy, and Cass never stated he wanted to find Roy until the canteen door was blocked, but it makes sense. I guess I'm so used to narratives being so explicit in saying everything that the inference was lost on me. Looking for a way around, I go into the rec room. There, Trots can be heard screaming behind a door, obviously being murdered. Cass calls to him to open the door, and it's stupidly funny.
Trots, the door's blocked. I can't get to you. What's up, wee man? Are you hurt?
Like, yeah, bro, give me a sec to unlock the door while I'm fucking dying. I go around and meet up with Roy, who's shaken but seems normal otherwise.
Bloody hellfire!
We make a plan to get off the rig using the lifeboats. Roy will wait behind while Cass clears a path, whatever that means. It seems like a stupid idea. The rig is deteriorating at a swift rate, and a cleared path won't be so clear in a short amount of time. Roy tells us to leave him if we have to, and he seems like a real one.
You won't leave me. It's bloody terrifying up there.
I'm not leaving you,
I
pal.
wouldn't blame you if you did, mate.
Listen, get your man upstairs on the case.
One good thing so far about this game is I don't dislike anyone, they all seem decent. I walk down the stairs toward the lifeboats, but a giant tentacle pierces through where I was intending to go, knocking me to the ground.
Heat. Fucking hell. What is that?
Diverted, I head through laundry. I move through the space, and as I go into another room, something drops from the ceiling, lunging at me. I quickly close the door, exiting to portside. The stairs are gone, and I cross the ledge looking for another way down. As I'm about to reach another set of stairs, they fall off. I look and wonder and act, jumping down. This kills me expectedly. Revived, I continue on as Rennick announces all staff are to go to evacuation points. The work will resume in 15 minutes.
Don't you all get too excited now. You'll all be back at work in 15 minutes once I get all this nonsense straightened out.
Fucking bastard.
Caz curses him out as we jump off a ledge onto another set of stairs. Heading down to the lifeboats, we begin the launching procedure, following a diagram. The cable snaps halfway through, launching the boat into the sea.
No! Jesus, what? Fuck!
Rennick calls on a nearby telephone and tells us to round everybody up and meet him on the helicopter pad.
See, Rennick?
What?
Well, does this mean we're okay, like? No hard feelings?
Get to fuck McLeery, and when you get back, fuck off again.
We continue on, putting out a fire in the process. We pass another phone with Inez calling. Funny how we never call anyone. Inez says something happened to whomever he's with, and the line cuts.
Something's happening to me. Oh no!
Ennis. Ennis!
I circle back, ending up in the laundry room.
Christ. Fucking fall.
Trotz is here, mutated into some kind of hideous freak. The name of the game is sneaking past him, throwing objects to distract him, and then racing through the gap to the canteen. It takes me a few tries, but I return to Roy eventually. We relay the need to avoid whatever Trotz has turned into and the failure of the lifeboats. While we need to get to the helicopter pad, Roy needs his insulin, which is still in his room. We decide to split up, which will surely work out.
All right, big man, all right. Just be careful, okay? My girls need their godfather in one piece.
Heading back outside, a thick fog envelops the rig. Rennick again calls an evacuation order, stating it's on you to get there.
All personnel, this is an evacuation order. I guess I wasn't clear enough the first time. That means get to the helipad now. It's your responsibility to get there, and we will be leaving with or without you.
As we traverse, we find a corpse, which will become common. I find an area where Caz falls, but he isn't actually falling, leaving him floating weirdly, which is fun. As I have this fun, Muir starts yelling, looking for victims, I guess. This snaps me out of my fun, and I keep it pushing. As I do, he kills Dobby, who works here, I guess.
Christ almighty.
I reunite with Inez, and we discuss getting past Muir to get to the lift. I creep through the fog under structures as I go. I peep at Muir, and he's a giant tentacle thing hovering in the sky, almost like a sea urchin. At one point, I jump down, landing on boxes. The loud sound alerts Muir, and he kills me. The next go, I try jumping over the boxes, but the result is the same, scripted. I run into a shipping container that he launches around, and then left, I crawl out onto a ledge facing into the ocean.
Caz. Christ. You alright? Can you get out?
No. Muir was coming at me. I just froze.
I meet back up with Inez, and we use the machinery to lift a shipping container up so he can get to the lift.
Fuck, that's loud. Come on, Ennis.
It's loud though, and it draws Muir's attention. As I run onto the lift with Inez, a tentacle reaches in, grabbing him.
Oh, shit! Hold on! Caz! No!
At the very top, I can hear Rennick yelling to leave now as I make my way onto the helipad. Completely expected, the chopper takes off without Caz. Caz screams at it, and it appears to circle back before crashing into the ground. Honestly, I thought a tentacle was going to reach out of the ocean and grab it, so I'll take it. While passed out, we see more memories of fighting with Suze.
Suze? Fucking hell. I'm losing my mind.
We awaken on the helipad and head to Rennick's office. On the phone, we have a brief chat with Brodie.
Hello?
He wants to use the radios to call the support ship for help, but the generator is beginning to fail. Our next task falls into place, and we're sent off to fix it. I go to admin and receive a call from Scooby, who says that somebody is in the walls hunting us.
Fuck! Hello?
It isn't long before this is revealed to be Rennick.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Fleeing, we rip through doors, over tables, and fall through the floor trying to avoid the boss man. As we reach the end, he almost grabs us, and Caz shuts a heavy door on his face. This section was nerve-wracking, if only because I got confused on exactly where I was supposed to go next, often just blundering. Out in the open air, we look for a new way to engineering. I quickly find the wreck of the helicopter, and scaling it is the only way forward. I jump but miss my grip, falling into the ocean. This nets me the full Fathom 5 achievement, so no hard feelings.
Shite. No.
A bit more down, I get a call from Bruce, and I listen to him die. It's very nice of him to die next to the phone for me.
Bruce, can you hear me? Jesus Christ.
I get back inside, passing through previously electrified water, and then a gas leak. There's a pull cart in here, and so far these are my least favorite obstacle. They're heavy and they take forever. At least breaking locks or unscrewing plates is visually interesting. Back in engineering, we meet up with Finley, who's alive and hanging out.
Fucking Rennick nearly had me. He's changed. He's fucking vicious.
Doesn't sound like it's changed much to me.
We try to restart the generator relay, but it doesn't stick. She offers to go find the fault while we go deal with the generators.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but the generators are that way.
Well, I'm no fucking going in there.
Have you got a better plan? No? Aye, well, I fucking didn't think you would have somehow. Fucking got on with it!
Aye, where you go then?
A loud noise is heard from the direction of our goal. I go on, and my game crashes here for some reason.
Okay.
Continuing on, we move through the station steadily. I'm not sure if there's something here to chase me, so I just move like there is. In the final room, I see Adair, who's hunting me. At one point, he's directly above me, so I throw something, but it doesn't seem to help. At another point, I'm right next to the generator hatch, so I throw something, and I accidentally hit him. This brings him right to me, and while I'm in a hiding spot, I'm on the short end of it, so I don't really know how he doesn't get me. I get an achievement for striking him, though. He runs off as I enter the generator room, and I reset the fuses. I do this by trying the different orders. I didn't realize they were numbered. The whole place goes dark, so I grab the key and restart the generator by hand at Finley's instruction.
That worked, Caz! I can see where the fault is! It's blowing a fuse back in mud handling!
Mud handling? Is that know where Adair is?
Caz! It's coming back! You need to move!
The noise lures Adair back, and I stealth my way back to the relay. There's a scripted part where I slam the door in his face, and I find this annoying because I was pretty good at leaving him in my sneaky dust. I climb around a little, free of him, but it's obvious he'll be back soon. I get near the relay, Adair reappears, and I sneak my way into the office. I reset it, the light comes back on, causing the seething monster man to slam into the window, fruitless.
Leave me alone!
The phone rings.
Finley?
Caz? No, it's Brodie.
It's Brodie, and he's still alive, and he has more work for me. The rig is collapsing into the ocean, so I have to tighten 2 of the 4 pillars to stave off collapse. He'll do the other 2, and he calls me the luckiest man on the rig. At this point, I'm getting tired of the great job finishing this, now go do that. I get this game is narrative-driven and cinematic, but I really feel like I'm on a rail here, and I want it to stop leading through engineering. Seriously, I don't like the dark parts, it's so samey. Also, I wish we could call people on the phone too. It even already lists which extension to hit for each place. It'd be a cool extra. Anyway, Adair mogged, I leave engineering. I head to leg A, raising and lowering a counterweight. At one point, I have to make a jump to a ladder I can't seem to get. Seriously, I die here like 10 times. I've been holding down the L stick to sprint, and I don't know if it's taking forever to trigger or what. Eventually, I go to bind the sprint to a different key, only to find that it's also bound to the left trigger. I just never noticed. After this discovery, I clear first try.
Oh, thank Christ.
At the bottom, I remove the pin and activate whatever I'm here to do. Brodie has done the same, and I'm off to pontoons, across onward to leg B. In pontoons, I find some dead guys and drown in a narrow underwater section, earning an achievement. I continue on, flying through a pipe before hitting a ladder. Another rising water section happens, and I eke out the win, barely. I get into leg B and meet with O'Connor, who is a monster now.
Go away!
Oh, Christ.
Mary,
Man, what happened to you?
go and fetch Mary.
You can hear me, can't you? You understand me?
He kills me the first time, but the second, I walk away and up the stairs. In the next room, I pull the pin and do whatever this is again, before riding up an elevator. As I ascend, there's a blue light surrounded by swirling living mass, which is neat. Back up, I make my first phone call, calling Roy. I tell him about the chopper and fixing the legs.
Roy.
He still hasn't gotten his insulin shot, which is crazy. I feel like I've been gone forever. Something explodes in the background and we hang up. I cross along the deck and meet up with Brodie in the flesh.
Brodie. Fucking hell, how you doing?
Better than you by the looks of it.
He relays that Finley is trapped by Rennick as Adair screams in the background. I'm given my next task, diverting the gas up to the main auxiliary so the flare that controlled burn doesn't blow the whole rig up. I sneak by, catching the elevator, but it malfunctions, alerting Adair to come at me. We play cat and mouse for a moment as I make my way to the valve switch. I turn it on and it doesn't work.
Can't see anything?
Of course you can't, because I'm not that fucking lucky.
No, it's not working.
Brodie sends me off to do it manually while revealing exactly where I am. What a Chad.
Understood.
I go out and I open the door to light it manually, which sets off an alarm.
Jesus, you're fucking joking me.
I'm forced to run while Adair chases me, jumping and breaking locks.
I'm trying to save us, you stupid fucking bastard.
I reach the end as Adair circles the gas outlet, and I throw the relighter, setting him ablaze. As the structure begins to collapse, Brodie yells at me to run, and I do.
Caz, for fuck's sake, move!
I don't make it though, getting flung. As always, I remember another piece of the fight with Suze.
I'm just trying to pick up the pieces of your mess.
He wouldn't let it go, okay? He's carried a fucking torch for you since school. No, I didn't mean that. Why'd you have to... Suze. Jesus Christ.
Awakening, I'm under the rig. The area looks pretty cool in the fading light, with the waves and the glowing weird thing. I walk with a limp at first, which is a cool detail. I make my way across as things go further to hell.
Suze?
Unsure, I enter engineering.
Fuck's sake! Finley, Jesus Christ.
McLeery, how the fuck are you no dead?
I meet up with Brodie and Finley, both happy I'm alive.
Finley. Good. Let's... Caz.
Aye, he's a walking greeting miracle. Are we doing this or no?
Aye.
As they begin to include me in their plans, Roy calls me for help, and I have to go do that.
He's up on the roof. I have to get him.
No. You have to get to marine control with Finley. It's a two.
I'm forced through engineering again, though this time it's flooded, so mostly swimming sections. Nothing major happens, with the yellow markings making it decent to navigate.
Leaks of oil in here. There must be a leak somewhere. Fuck.
At one point, I fall off a ladder, landing in the water. I thought I died because it kept showing me the flashes that you see on the death screen, but I wasn't actually dead, so I swam back up. At this point, I feel like the game is starting to drag out, though I know I must be near the end. Now back in accommodations, I go through the rec room and into a bathroom. Back in the shower, the guy who had his ass out before is now a crazy monster, and he's chilling. They really did good work on the environment. I climb through the vents, but it isn't long before Trots is behind us, chasing us through the small space. Falling out of the ceiling, I move through some flooding rooms. I hit the stairs and Trots grabs us. Luckily, rubble collapses, trapping and/or killing me.
I've got to go.
Out onto accommodations roof, we look for our boy, Roy.
That must be it. Thank Christ. Roy! Roy, talk to me, big man. Come on. Roy! Roy, wake up, you prick. Wake up, come on.
We find him, but he's passed. Caz loses it, sobbing.
Don't leave me here. Please, big man, come on back. Christ, don't leave me. Roy, don't leave me. I can't do this, man. I'm scared, Roy. I'm fucking terrified. I love this, big man. Do you hear me?
After talking with Finley on the phone, we're off to Marine Ops to try and rebalance the rig.
You need to try and get there from where you are, alright?
Jesus.
Aye. And that English bastard better come and off. You can't stay in that hut forever, no. Caz? Caz, you still there? When you're not shouting, I start to worry like. Is Roy making a fuss? Put him on, I'll get him tailed. Caz, for fuck's sake, what's going on?
Roy's no coming.
Ah, Jesus. Caz, did you not make it?
It was too late.
Fuck. I'm sorry, Caz.
We cross the thin stretch, dangling over open air. After almost falling, we find Marine Ops. Inside, we go to call Finley but find Roper, who's been deformed.
Roper.
He's polite and lets us make our calls, even gives us the key for the lever we need to pull. Though he does consistently ask us to keep Rennick away from him. When the rig is rebalanced, Finley asks us to meet her at drill ops. On the way out, Roper attacks us, but I don't feel bad about it. I mean, he held back for a while. As I leave, everything starts flooding and I'm sucked around, forced to alternate between swimming and walking through hallways. At the end, Rennick catches up with me and I outswim him, which is funny because the swimming is so slow. I fight him off in a final attempt and he drowns. I swim up the staircase, leaving him to his watery grave. In drill ops, I walk in on Finley holding the phone. It's Brodie and he's not gonna make it out. We listen as Brodie drowns in oil.
Brodie. Oh, fuck. Brodie. Jesus.
Finley flicks a light and threatens to kill us all, lighting all the oil around on fire.
Finley. No. Come back. Finley! Come back, you're not thinking straight.
As I chase after her, the rig continues to fall apart. Part of the structure falls, trapping her. As she bleeds out to death, she tells us to be brave, and that whatever is going on here can't get to the mainland. It needs to end with them. She passes as Caz agrees, taking back the lighter we gave her earlier. The sole survivor, I limp into the derrick. Caz states,
Christ. Never had a chance.
upon entering, but honestly, I don't know what I'm looking at.
So sorry.
I strike the lighter and drop it. The place explodes. Memories play, conversations between Suze and Caz, as an orb shimmers.
I fucking love you. I love you more than anything in this whole world.
Did that bomb pop? You're not so bad yourself, all things considered.
Marry me.
You what?
I'm serious. Marry me. We'll make beautiful wains. I want to spend my whole life with you.
Caz's hands make it look like he's swimming or something. The scene cuts and Caz is in his house, reliving the morning he left.
Kiss the wains for me. Tell them I'll be back for Christmas. I'm sorry, Suze.
Another letter from Suze plays, echoing the opening. It's a letter of forgiveness, of professing her love.
Hey, Caz.
Of course, it will never reach him.
I'm sorry it's been so hard. I just wanted to send you this. To say we'll get through it. I know we will. Just take care out there and bring my beautiful big gallus man back home in one piece, okay? I miss you and I love you. And the girls miss and love you. I'm still raging at Roy, but he's a good man and I know he'll look after you. Whatever happens, we will be all right. We can weather this. Just wanted to say that to you, Caz. To keep you safe and close and make sure you know to come home to us. I love you, Cameron McLeery. Be safe out there on those waters. My man. My love.
The credits roll as a cappella plays.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Oceanem và voyage to Vacuna Follow is a real trip. Oceanem và Costa và Ten mình bạch bay và xa. Soaking up the first of the land. Oceanem.
At the end of my run, I get the walking simulator achievement for sprinting under 10 minutes. Aptly named, that's pretty much what this game is. A majority of the game is moving from place to place, experiencing the stage play as it runs its course, though obviously the interactivity makes it much more engaging. Aside from walking and sprinting, Caz can jump, crouch, lean from side to side, climb, hang, swim, throw. He's got a lot of options for a game like this, and it's all appreciated. He moves like a real person might, collapsing to the ground or limping after a hard jump. There weren't any instances where I felt Caz could have gotten around something and chose not to, perhaps with the exception of brute forcing doors. While the play is linear, it's outlined well, with yellow markings acting as a pathing system. You can reduce this if it's too overt for your liking, but I thought it was well placed. Especially in the underwater sections, I'd be scared for a moment that I was swimming the wrong way, only for a yellow paint mark to appear through the murky water. Lighting was also used in a similar way, and generally between the two, there was little confusion on where to go. The quick-time events felt fine, nothing crazy or difficult, mostly pressing down on the triggers when platforming, to the point where I kept my fingers in place for the inevitable. I could often feel when the events were about to happen anyway, just by what I was doing and how long it had been since the last one happened. Sneaking by enemies is the most interactive section, with Caz hiding under tables or in vents, throwing items for distractions, and running away. There's no fighting back, and hitting them with items draws them to you. When I first encountered Trots in the laundry room, I died a few times, so I changed the difficult from standard to story. In retrospect, I regret this. I don't think I gave this the proper try I ought to have. Instead of leaning into the game and what it wanted of me, I changed it to match the effort I wanted to put in. While some sections, like the Adair menacing sections, still felt impactful, other sections likely suffered. Specifically, the final Rennick section felt very underwhelming, and I wonder if that was due to the setting. Notably, this game lacks any kind of puzzle, unless you count flipping the generator switches in the right order, which I don't. This isn't much of an issue as it is a surprise. I feel like this game could have benefited from some, even if they were just optional. The game does include other things, like using a heater to warm up, which doesn't add anything to the gameplay, but is for realism. There's no collectibles either, unless you count looking at dead bodies, which will net you the achievement if you stare at all of them. For being a straightforward ride, the game does keep attention. It wasn't until the end of the game it began to feel repetitive. Nothing was overtly challenging, though again I did change the settings, and nothing was overly boring. There wasn't a point where I wanted to pick up my phone and scroll or go do something else. The aesthetics help with that, I think. Everything is somewhat interesting to look at. I love the way the water ran down the windows, and I would often stop just to look out at the sea. The accommodation section sold the 70s well, and it made me feel like I was on a ferry. The outer rig has painted safety walkways modeling real life, gates and cranes and lifts, all of it looks realistic. Engineering and the legs are a nightmare, but I'd be willing to bet that they're modeled after real rigs. A lot of thought went into the visuals, and for what is basically an interactive movie, that's a really good call. The monstrous crew designs are fine, but I found them hard to decipher, which limited the fear factor. Fear is rooted in the unknown, but when I can't even tell what I'm looking at, especially when seeing it out in the open, it kinda kills the hype. Likewise, the living tentacles looked more like cables than biomatter, though they did pulse. My confusion over the monstrous intrusion overwrote any intended dread. The tension the creatures produced was worth more than they themselves. The human designs are also fine, no one looks weird or uncanny, but you never see Caz's face. It should be noted the voice acting is way better than I thought it would be. Sometimes the lines come in too quick, a real conversation would have a longer pause between the response, but that's a pacing deployment system within the actual game, unlikely caused by the actual actor's performance. The voices fit. Finley is a rough old ass working the rig, and she sounds like it.
I need a smoke.
For the story, I won't rehash every beat, but it's pretty simple. Caz is wanted for assault, escapes to an oil rig, the drill hits a monstrous entity in the water, the entity infects everybody, Caz blows the place up. The major question is, of course, what is the entity? How alive is it? Is it mindful or just a plague? These questions are not answered, and we're limited to what Caz knows. It's possible the DLC has answers here, but in the base game, we're left to our imagination. What we do know is that proximity to the monster produces audible and visual hallucinations, as shown by both Caz and Finley. It appears to glow. This bioluminescence might be indicative of deep ocean residents. Infected crewmen show various degrees of aggression, but all show aggression. This could be the monster acting through the crew or heightening emotional states. Adair shows the infected are cognitive. He's able to recognize Caz as he hunts for him. The infected could be locked into a state of constant semi-hallucination, where they are able to discern the environment and situation, but lack self-reflection and long-term thinking. Though it's possible that action is driven by the monster, which would explain why Adair circled the main gas exit valve. Adair would know how dangerous that area was, the monster likely would not. Regardless, we're left with a narrative purposefully obtuse. This is a personal preference. Some people like these narratives, others don't. Personally, I like a mix. Large elements should be explained, with smaller elements existing in shades of gray. While Caz's arc plays out neatly, moving from avoiding consequence for self-preservation to self-sacrifice for the good of all, everything else around it is lifeless. This isn't to say the characters are bad. They're all flat for the most part, with Roy being the second most fleshed out, which doesn't say much. We're seeing one day in their life, though it makes sense that there wouldn't be exposition or heavy lore. And this works as it is. Everybody knows one another, they know how they are, how they work. Most of the lore comes from the memory sequences Caz has with Suze, and these are the most boring parts. I'd often use the memory sections to catch up on my notes, because be real, how long can one fight get dragged out? The opening and closing letters were impactful, the memory sections eroded that impact. My initial assessment, based off the cover art of this being John Carpenter's The Thing but on the ocean, was correct. I think if this had been a movie, I would have been much harsher on this comparison, but because the medium is different, more interactive, it does bring its own components, just nothing earth-shattering. I would say it's inferior. That is, if you've played this and you've never seen The Thing, you should go watch the movie. If you've seen The Thing but you've never played this, you're not missing much. Looking at the Xbox achievement data, 78% of players earn the achievement for speaking with Roy for the first time. This isn't the first earnable achievement, looking at that guy's butt is, but it's the first story one and it has the highest percentage. This is actually really high. I feel like I'm used to seeing the first achievement being in the 50 to 60 range, so pretty good. For the next one, surviving the event after being fired, this has a 70% rate, and escaping engineering for the first time has a 56% rate. I guess Gabbo really scared people off. From here on, however, it's a smaller drop rate per chapter, ending with a 25% win rate. While this game has a higher start rate, I still think that's a pretty good completion rate, considering this is on Game Pass. The DLC achievements are also listed, and they're all under 1%. I guess while this game has a good rate, it's not leading to DLC sales. In fact, more people beat the base game in Scottish Gaelic than played the DLC. The music is fine, a lot of droning, banging, shuddering echoes. It's built like a classic cinematic horror soundtrack. I didn't actually notice it at any point during my playthrough, which means that while nothing stood out, it did the job of enhancing the atmosphere without drawing attention to itself. Likewise, the rest of the sound design is similar, working to create a realism where nothing stands out. The most notable was the wailing noises heard on deck, but that's because they kind of reminded me of whales. Overall, I would rate this game a 6 out of 10. If you like spooky atmospheres and walking around, this is for you. If you don't, avoid it, because that's all it is. The 6 is actually kind of hesitant, because the plot shares 90% of its DNA with The Thing, yet is unresolved, and there's zero player impact or deviation, but the game is fully functional, visually well done, and delivers what you expect. The environment design was so strong it made me recall my own experiences on boats. The voices are great, it has good accessibility options, and it doesn't baby or torture the player. It really just is experiencing the worst and final day of a man's life as he struggles for survival he'll grow to forgo. The largest downside to a game like this is that it can only be experienced once. I'm sure there are some people who replay these narrative games, much like how people rewatch movies, but with no alternate path or choices of any kind, the game leaves little for a retread. The DLC seems to offer another story on the rig about a decade in the future, so there's that, but you're gonna have to pay for that new experience, and it doesn't seem like most players did. I doubt I'll really think about this game again or revisit it, but I did enjoy the 4 hours I spent with it, which is really the point. I'll never know what the horror is, but I guess it doesn't really matter. My favorite part is still just looking out the window, and I don't know who that says more about, me or the game. Either way, remember to stay on the safety path, or you'll get crushed. See you next time.